All right, so Ways World people, we are back. Today, I wanted to talk about how I get this channel back on track. No, I actually wanted to cover a story involving someone that was going to be an opponent of mine in a boxing ring. Just, I guess, how many? 7, 8 months ago now. I was supposed to fight a man online known as HS TikkyTokky. You guys know him. He's a kick streamer. Apparently, he does other types of content as well. Before I fought him, I didn't know that he had been in trouble with the law in the UK. I knew he was a UK influencer. That's pretty much all I knew. And that I was going to get a massive bag to fight him. So I decided, sure, why not do it? We were scheduled to fight, and then he wasn't able to fight because the fight was supposed to have been held and was held in Manchester this January. And I guess he couldn't actually come to the UK for the reason that I'm making a video right now, which is because he's been arrested as soon as he's touched down in the UK after being wanted for over a year now in the UK, apparently being on a manhunt for this guy. We're going to take a look and see what is going on with HS TikkyTokky, because I knew he had charges. I knew he would eventually have to come back to the UK. It's where he's from. I think he's been living in Dubai. I don't know if that's just to not be charged or whatever. Who knows? But he's back in the UK, so let's take a look at this. What is HS TikkyTokky getting arrested for, and why was he denied bail? I think I have the answers, the breakdown. Let's go. All right, so like I said, TikTok influencer HS TikkyTokky, my man right here, Harry, has been denied bail after spending nearly a year on the run from police following alleged driving offenses. The 24-year-old, whose real name is Harrison Sullivan, had been wanted by Surrey police in connection with a car crash in Virginia Water in March 2024. He failed to attend court in November and later posted on social media videos from Qatar, but police confirmed he was arrested on the 10th of October. Mr. Sullivan had been due to appear in a Staines something court on Tuesday, but the case was adjourned until the 24th of October. So, and you see the next line, he was ordered to remain in custody until then. Okay, so I've looked up and tried to find what it actually was that happened here, and apparently there is at least some video of the incident. So apparently HS was driving a McLaren. I don't know if it's his McLaren, if he was renting a McLaren. I have no idea. But he was driving this McLaren somewhere in the UK, and looks like he completely fucking totaled this thing. I don't know what he would have hit to rip the front end off like this, but this is not a fender bender, ladies and gentlemen. This is a serious accident. I don't know if he hit somebody else. Again, maybe we'll see in the report here, but that's some serious damage. I don't know if this is the same video from the incident, but there's a video attached to this tweet. Let's take a listen.
Melee. What's happened? I've got fucking back. Yeah, don't worry. Melee.
Yeah, I don't know if that's from the same incident because that's dark out and that is light out. Not really sure. Oh, here's another video, I guess, from the day it happened. Some guy laying on the ground.
HS has fucking walked off. Left his McLaren and walked off.
TikTok star HS TikkyTokky, real name Harrison Sullivan, has responded after reportedly crashing his car with fellow influencer General G on board. The pair are thought to have been involved in a crash while HS was driving his McLaren 720S. General G, real name George Elliott, previously filmed a video of HS in the driver's seat of the supercar and posted it on TikTok. Then, online news page Drama Alert posted a clip of the car which appeared to have crashed. The video also showed General G on the side of the road, appearing to have been injured as a result of the accident. The footage was reportedly filmed in Surrey, while unverified claims also suggested that HS had fled the scene after the incident.
Oh, yeah.
However, HS has since responded to the news and posted on X, "Don't believe everything you see on the net. I'm seeing a lot of bollocks." What do you guys think? Is this another publicity stunt to...
Turns out it was not another publicity stunt. This was for sure what happened, and that's crazy. HS, again, I don't know if he hit someone or if he hit something, but his own boy was in the car with him, is laying on the road for some reason. The car's totaled, and apparently he left the scene, so I don't know if it was a hit and run, but definitely a crash and run. Pretty clearly on video, at least the aftermath of it. But let's read more of the article here. The influencer, who had been due to appear in a documentary with Louis Trudeau, is facing charges of failing to stop after an accident, driving while using a mobile phone, and driving without a third-party insurance. It comes after a crash involving a purple McLaren supercar and a black Audi A30. Okay, so there was another car on the A30 London Road in Virginia Water on the 24th of March, 2024. An appeal was previously launched by police after the driver of the McLaren supercar involved in the crash left the scene. So not only, I mean, there is another car apparently involved in the accident, which means this becomes a hit and run. And so HS had been on the run, I guess, and essentially just not coming back to the UK. So not only did apparently, allegedly, from what I'm reading here, he hit another car, totaled his vehicle, left the scene on foot, I guess, and then fled the country because apparently he had been, like they said, in Qatar. When I went to Qatar, he was there, and we did our little face-off for the fight, so I guess no jurisdiction outside of the UK could really do anything to him. I guess he had been in Dubai as well. I guess maybe he lives out there, so there's a lot that this seems to be adding up. Pretty serious stuff in terms of like what he did after the crash. The crash itself, I don't know how serious it was. I have no idea. The reporting on this kind of stuff, it seems like is very like kept under wraps in terms of, the details of who was involved, what happened. Like in the US, you would see something like this and you would see like a full-on dissertation of reports, eyewitness accounts, things like that. It doesn't seem like that's the way things operate in the UK or in Europe in general. But here is an update, I guess, from what is originally HS, I guess, landing back in the UK, then immediately upon landing being arrested by authorities, which you expect to happen if they're on a manhunt for the guy. They know he's fled the country. I think that there's been multiple Surrey police Twitter accounts calling like, yo, if you have information on him, let us know. So they're not playing around here. But I guess since that point, we'll read here, police launched an appeal after the driver of the McLaren supercar, which can cost hundreds of thousands, left the scene. Passenger in the purple McLaren and 2 people in a black Audi were treated for minor injuries. Mr. Sullivan skipped a court appearance in November, but was posting social media videos from Dubai and Doha. A statement from Surrey Police on Monday, a 24-year-old man from Hutton, Essex, was arrested on Friday for failure to appear at court for dangerous driving. He appeared at Guildford, not going to try again, court on Saturday, has been reprimanded ahead of a further appearance. So they're going to keep him in jail for the next 10 days until his court appearance happens. I don't know what a dangerous driving and a failure to appear and then a potentially like hit and run charge would look like in the UK, but it seems like HS just made it worse for himself by not just fessing up and going to court, serving whatever his sentence would have been at the time being. And I don't know why he didn't do that, because this seems like it is more and more just a failure of making good decisions on the part of HS. Now, I know that this guy is, from my interactions with him, which were very limited, leading up to our fight, I know he is a bit of a provocateur as far as like very clout-driven internet mindset. I mean, he has an internet name, for God's sakes, HS TikkyTokky, and he has a lot of fans and does a lot of viral content. So is this one of those cases where this guy got a little bit too caught up in cloud and trying to find the next viral moment, that he goes out and buys a McLaren, maybe doesn't know how to drive it, drives it too aggressively, hits someone with his car, doesn't think about the ramifications? This would have been, he's 24 now, this would have been when he was 23, maybe even 22, freaks out, leaves the scene, makes things worse for himself by leaving the scene, then flying out of the country. I just think all of it is a lack of attention to the seriousness of the situation and making it worse by doing things that he didn't need to do. You know what I mean? But apparently he had something to say. He had a stream just a couple of days ago. What did he have to say here?
You guys know what's been up.
Bro, there's no way this has to be like an edited fucking thing, because his head is not shaped like that. There's no way.
You guys know exactly what's been up. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna talk too much, but I've tried to hint it in a nice way to you boys, so you've been able to understand exactly. Like, look, I'm not just sat here being lazy, farming fucking 5-10 bags of KCIP every day. It's not that. You know what I'm saying? It really ain't that. And like, I would be, flying around the world doing X, Y, Z. You man know. But you probably guys didn't think I'd be this consistent. You guys probably thought that it wouldn't happen. But it's staying consistent. And if the next few days go well, bro, I'm gonna have a new motivation. If you guys thought I was motivated this summer, bruv, when it comes to like where I'm gonna be next, I'm gonna be hella motivated. You know what I'm saying?
What I assume is HS is realizing that he needs to atone and go to court and face whatever they're going to sentence him with. I don't think it'll be, I mean, if it's just dangerous driving, that would be like a reckless driving charge here. That wouldn't be like significant jail time. The things that he did after leaving the scene of the crash, potentially, whoever he injured, not like failing to appear for a court date and then fleeing the country, those things potentially would end up making it a lot worse. So they've kept him in custody, which is, I don't think, something that he wanted to hear, but I mean, he's a flight risk, clearly, right? To their knowledge. But what he's trying to tell his chat there is something that I think he was trying to get done before I was supposed to fight him. And when I look back on our fight, or, you know, the scheduled fight, whatever, I feel bad for him a little bit, just because I know he's a young guy, and he doesn't seem to be a bad dude by any means. He looks like a little bit of a frat bro, like, look how many chicks I bang, look how much money I have type of thing. And he made a terrible decision, and I feel for him because I made terrible decisions when I was a kid too. But this is just moronic to pile on over and over and over. And it pissed me off at the time. I remember I was like, what? I'm preparing to fight this guy, and he just backs out, you know? And that was unfortunate, but now I'm starting to get a better idea. It's a very dumb decision that he made, a couple of them back to back to back. And instead of going back and you know, doing what he needed to do, it's clear he just didn't want to do that for whatever reason. But now I think he's thinking about his career. I think he's thinking about potentially family, because he's not from the areas he's staying to try to hide out from the UK police. He's not from Dubai. He's not from, you know, Qatar, wherever these other places are. He needs to make this right. And you heard him talk there, like, I want to stream and do all these other things in all different parts of the world. He probably couldn't come to the United States, you know, with this kind of, I don't know. I don't know how serious it is, but this is him being a 24-year-old, trying to be a grown man. He made a very dumb decision, driving that way, being an idiot on the road, putting a lot of people in danger. You can't say anything but that's a stupid thing to do, which I'm sure he knows now. And then, you know, on top of that, taking let's just be honest, a coward's way out and not appearing in court, not fessing up, not taking responsibility. He's trying to do that now. I mean, he could have probably hid out in Dubai for forever. He's still probably making money, still doing stuff. He's trying to face the music. Here he is again.
I do want to say, if this is the last time that I do speak to you on live, it could be. But if this is the last time that I speak to you boys for a minute, then thank you for watching, supporting, helping me. And just like, well, I've just enjoyed the community that we've built. I'll be real, I really do it. I actually do enjoy it. Because for me, obviously social media was all about money for me, yeah, but not in the last like year. That's why I take breaks off and that, because I don't have to be doing this. But yous have actually made me enjoy streaming differently. Like, I've never enjoyed streaming as much as I have in the last few months on Kicker now.
The guy definitely, like I said, is a provocateur. He was somebody that, when I was introduced to him, looked like a guy that didn't really understand the responsibilities of what a grown man has to do when they mess up. They have to fess up for. But he's growing up. I mean, number one, thank God nobody was seriously injured. He was very lucky that nobody was seriously injured. But with that luck, he's been given an opportunity to learn and grow from that. And it's taken him a couple of years. And again, I'm not going to sit here and condone the John Jones effect. You know, you hit someone and then flee the scene. That's scumbaggery, and he's going to have to live with that. But again, luckily, no one was seriously injured. And you have to give respect for someone trying to atone and fess up and face the music, whatever that's going to be. I honestly just wish that somebody would have told him this is what he needs to do from the get-go, and he probably wouldn't have been in, and we probably would have had a fight. We probably would have had a fight earlier this year. And the thing is, I don't even dislike the guy. I don't even dislike him. I don't watch a lot of his content. I've seen him try to help some people out before. You know, I saw a video where he was like helping a homeless dude, and I know there are a lot of people that don't like him, that think he's, as the UK people say, a knob and things like that. But I don't think this is going to go very well for him, at least not in the short term. And that's going to really suck for you know, him. But that's going to be a lesson that he has to learn. You can't just do things willfully, and because you have a lot of clout and because you have a lot of money, looks like the guy's got a lot of money, that means you get away with it. And I mean, listen, when you do tempt the police, and I think there was him, you know, talking shit, going back and forth when we were supposed to fight. They announced the fight, and I remember like the Surrey police were like, yeah, you know, if you see him in the UK, let us know. And he was like talking shit back to him on Twitter. They're probably not going to take that stuff lightly. So they may make an example out of him. I don't know. Whatever happens to him, I hope that he's learned whatever lesson that is needed, that he can go forward and handle things like an adult and a grown man. But yeah, man, I mean, this is one of those instances where you see that no matter how much money, clout, whatever you have, you do things wrong, and you're still probably going to be held accountable for that. Hopefully held accountable for that. I mean, not to compare the two because they're not the same, but we just saw, you know, Diddy he's going to serve time in prison for essentially sex trafficking. Most people that you would think have that kind of money aren't serving it. I like to see people being held accountable for doing stupid things in big 2025. Harrison did that. Again, I don't think he's a bad guy. I think that he is was a young man that did something very stupid, and now he's going to have to pay the price, whatever that is. I don't have those answers, but apparently he's in jail right now, and he's going to have his day in court on the 24th of October, 2 days after my birthday. And who knows? Who knows what comes of that? But once upon a time, I was supposed to fight HS TikkyTokky, and it didn't happen. But will he ever be able to fight anyone? Will he ever be able to walk around in the UK? Or I don't know. What's going to happen? It seems like they might make an example out of him, and I hope he's ready for it. But like I said, I don't wish it on him. I hope things do go better for him. Maybe he lessen up his sentence. I don't know. But I don't want to see the guy have to throw his life away over something like this. He made a massive mistake. Should have owned up to it and didn't. And now he's trying to, so fair play to him. What happens next? Guess we'll find out.